Larry, I'm giving my lobster roll to Christian McCaffrey, and I'm inviting him for seconds if he wants. It wasn't the day on the ground that a lot of people remember, but boy, he looked like himself. I thought, maybe a touch slower than he will be next week, but just look at what we saw out of Brandon Ayuk and look at what we saw out of Trent Williams and how slow those guys approached their first handful of games this year. And Christian McCaffrey basically hit the ground running, and Kyle asked him to play a full, you weren't ever going to Germany to get checked out level football game, his first football game back. And we can get into where was Garendo, where was Mason, and we will in just a second. But 13 carries, 39 yards, 6 catches, 68 yards, 107 total yards for scrimmage in his first game back, the 56th such game of his career. Christian McCaffrey is just an incredible football player. And
always has been.
Yeah.
Always has been.
He is going to make this season start looking and feeling a little bit more like it should, if the rest of the 49ers will allow that to happen by not making catastrophic mistakes all over the football field. I really think that McCaffrey is the antidote. I know he didn't pay off in red zone money from heaven this week. He will. I believe in Christian McCaffrey. Again, I'm confused about this team, because it does a lot of things I think are very important and very consistent. In a league where finding consistency is impossible. Larry, look at box scores. I invite 49er fans who are complaining about Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy and the offense at all times to just open up other box scores, and you tell me how often total yardage is above 400. I mean, this is a league sitting in the 280 to 312, 310, 300 yardish range. The Niners are averaging more than 400 a game. They move the football as good as any team in the sport, but the red zone frustrations and the Jake Moody misses leave everybody pulling their hair out. I think they're going to get better in that one area, and that should make the season a little bit easier. But man, it was great to have McCaffrey back. Without a doubt, Larry, he gets my lobster roll with one lobster claw falling off of that lobster roll, and I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to hand it to Jauan Jennings, who was also awesome yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, JJ's such the man. He's such the the biggest money player on the team offensively. I mean, he's just an awesome. You put money on the table, JJ's going to show up. He's going to make play after play after play after play. He's awesome. He's incredible. Underpaid, undervalued, appreciated. I mean, he's just a tremendous player. I look at him too, and I think of some of these teams like Miami that have all this speed. What they need is a JJ. If you you need to have this guy if you have a lot of speed, because he complements that perfectly. But McCaffrey, let's talk about McCaffrey for a second, because the one thing the Niners have not had, they led this category in the past, and this year they're dead last. It's run after the catch. They're not getting any. They're not getting any yards after contact and yards after the catch for the most part in the pass game. And yet yesterday, Christian came back, and the 49ers got 179 yards after the catch against the Buccaneers. They averaged 7.2 yards after the catch per reception. So, Debo, it wasn't one source, by the way. It wasn't one guy. All 5 receivers that caught a pass had at least 34 yards after the catch. And I would give my lobster roll to Ricky Pearsall, who had a sweet 46-yard catch and run for a touchdown, finished the day with 4 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown. 35 yards came after the catch. Pearsall is not just has an opportunity, he has to step up. There is no Ayuk. I mean, they don't have anybody else. They're going to need Ricky to step up and perform. And it's hard. It's hard for rookie receivers to step into this league and gain separation and consistently produce. Look around the league. It's very difficult. But if Pearsall, who looked great in this game and has looked a little bit better each game since he's returned, if he can get it going and get in lockstep with Purdy, I think Purdy to Pearsall can be the Niners' Goff to Amon-Ra. He has the ability to run the precise routes. He has the ball skills. He has him and Purdy, I think, can get on the same page. I think you're going to see Pearsall emerge as the Niners version of Amon-Ra. I don't mean he's going to have 110 receptions in a year.
Slow down. I don't know if he's about to lead the NFL in receptions.
No, he's not going to lead the NFL in receptions. But what he's going to be that everybody in the joint knows you're going Purdy to Pearsall, and they can still make it happen. They can still complete passes. And that's what Goff and Amon-Ra have right now. It's 4th and 4, and the Campbell's keeping the offense on the field, and they line up in Goff in the shotgun, and before the snap they're going to throw it. And everybody knows they're going to Amon-Ra most likely, and yet nobody can stop it because Amon-Ra knows Goff knows Amon-Ra. They know they're on the same page. They've worked it and repped it on the field, and that's where Purdy and Pearsall are headed, in my mind.
So here's what I like most about this. I think I saw the number in a Dave Lombardi column. This man was shot 71 days ago. To go from shot 71 days ago to 4 catches, 73 yards, and a 46-yard touchdown, the first of his career, is a remarkable story that is worthy of a 30 for 30 on its own. I mean, the fact that he's playing at all this year is amazing. The fact that he's alive, to be completely honest with you, is amazing, much less now producing in the hardest sport in the world. And I'll tell you what I like about Slick Ricky, too, is that hezzy. He dropped a hezzy move on a guy. I mean, he thought he lulled everyone to sleep with his "I'm a white boy" in 3rd gear, and then he just put a little stink leg on him, and then it popped, and then just went. And he was faster than anyone assumed he was going to be, and he outran the rest of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. I mean, that was just a great play by him. Great body control. And the fact that, he's a Florida guy back in Florida. Tampa Bay is 2 hours away from Gainesville. I'm imagining he had a lot of family and friends there. So awesome day for him. And yeah, you want to give him a little bit of your lobster roll. That's a good lobster offering for Slick Ricky. He certainly has earned it. That was, again, there's a lot to be concerned about the 49ers. There's no doubt. There's no denying their flaws and their problems. But there is a lot to like still. There really is. Now, the lot to like crowd gets droned out by the complaining loudly about everything at all times crowd. And I'm not even telling you that they're totally off base. But this is a team that got the win that keeps them on the path to go where they want to go. It's hard to sell you on the X marks the spot of where this year is. It really is. I don't know. I don't know. Could they be a Super Bowl team? It doesn't really feel like it, but yes, conceptually, of course they could be. First round playoff exit with a home loss. Yeah, I could buy that too. I could see how that's where this ends in disappointment. And we can look back at all the season at that point, and hindsight will be 2020. And we'll, Larry, I could totally feel us doing the Monday after, the whole season didn't really fit together and it was all weird the whole time. And we should have known then, but we were holding out hope. I could see this year going that way too.